Today will be the day 7 of Linux. So today we are going to discuss about Linux permissions. Okay, in Linux permissions are very much important. If you see, more than one user will going to use the system. So since more than one person can be using the computer at the same time, we need to have some sort of permissions because multiple users use the Linux server. So that's the reason we need to have a permissions, right? I want to show you some commands. So let's look at these commands which are essential part of Linux system security. So you might not understand about this command, just observe. Okay. ID. What is this ID? ID will display user ID. Whenever you enter ID in your Linux operating system, it will display the user ID. Change mode, chmod. It will change files mode. Okay. Chown. It will change the files owner. Chmod will change the files mode. Ch1 will change the files owner. Umask, it will set the default file permission. So these all things we are going to do practically. Okay. Su, if you want to run into a specific user, you can use su. Sudo, if you want to execute command with another user, you can use sudo. Password, if you want to change the user's password, you can use passwd. If you want to change the group's files owner permission, chgroup. If you want to create a new user, user add, right? And it is a built-in Linux command. Add user, it it is also a create a user, but it's use a Perl script in the backend, and that will internally call user add itself. So group add, it will create a new group. Okay, now let's come to next slide. Owners, group members, and everybody else. So let's execute a simple check, okay, on etc/shadow. So if you see, I have executed file etc/shadow. What I get an output, no read permission. Yes, no read permission. What is this no read permission? You will get to know. Just observe. So the reason for this error message is we don't have permission to read this file, right? Because Ubuntu user doesn't have permission to read this file. That's the reason you will get an error, right? I told you right from the beginning, permissions plays a key role in Linux. So in this, it is very critical to file to know how to gain control access over file. Right now, Ubuntu user want to get an access. How Ubuntu user can able to identify? So give some permissions to special group and all the others, everybody like. So let's find the information about our identity, user ID, right? Nothing but I want to find the information about my Ubuntu. How to do that? You just execute ID. So whenever you create a virtual machine, your user will get an ID. Okay. So UID, right? User ID. So for Ubuntu, if you say 1000, for group ID 1000, and they are part of multiple groups. Okay. Now I will go to next slide. So what is this ID command output? So when a user is created, I told you right, in Linux users are assigned a number called as UID. The user is assigned a group ID and may belong to additional groups, right? Whenever you create a user in Linux, a user ID will be created, and also it will be part of multiple groups, right? All the information in Linux comes from couple of files, right? etc/password. In this directory, in this folder, user account are defined. Okay, user account related information will be present in the etc/password, PSSWA. Group information will be present in the etc_group. etc_shadow, in this folder you will be having a secret file, nothing but password. Okay. So if I told you right, in Linux system there will be a super user which is root user. You will going to learn about this in a right. Just maintain some patience. So UID is 0. So reading, writing, and execution. So nothing but access rights to files and directories are defined in terms of read access, write access, and execution access. Okay, until now we have discussed permissions will be play a crucial role for everything, right? Now we are going to discuss about how to give that access rights. Rather, it will be files, it will be directories. So it will be done using reading, writing, and executing. So to now what I will do, I will create simple text file, right? As shown below in the screenshot. Right, I have created one directory. I have gone inside this directory. I created a test.txt. So whenever I enter ls-l test.txt, so if you see, this is the magical words, right? The first character highlighted in the above image are file attributes. So this is called it as a file attribute. What is this file attribute? Dash is nothing but a file. If it is D, it's a directory. So if there is a dash, it's a file. Now I will show you next slide. If you see, dash is a regular file, D is a directory, L is a symbolic link, C is a character special file, right? Terminal example. B is a block file, hard disk. So for everything you will be having meaning. Now I will show you backside. Now you got, right? R means read, W means write. Okay. Dash means regular file, D means directory, L means link. Okay. So remaining 9 characters of file attributes are called as file mode. They represent read, write, and execute permission for the files owner, files group owner, and everybody else. Okay, yeah, I will show you again this screenshot. Right, this is the user, group, and every others. Right, for user you will be having read, write permission. For group also you have read, write permission. For others only there is a read permission. So read, write, execute, read, write, execute. So execute permission is not present. That's the reason. If there is no X, meaning was there is no execute permission. Okay. If it is RW, this user has a read, write permission. I told you, right? User, group, others. So like this, Linux files will be present. Okay. If you don't understand, don't confuse. Just it's a logical expression, right? For every file you will be having user, group, others. Okay. User is nothing but single user, group is nothing but group of people, other means nothing but everyone. Okay. So like that, every file you will be having this type of permissions. So you can change these permissions. Okay. These things we are going to work in upcoming days. So if you see hyphen, it's a regular file. D, it's a directory. L, symbolic link. Character special files, block size. So remaining 9 characters of the file attributes are called as file modes. They represent read, write, and execute permissions, right? So now file attribute. If you see, if it is rwx dash nothing but for the user you will be having read, write, and execute permission. For group and others, 0, no permissions, right? If it is read, write, then you only the user will be a read, write. If it is dash nothing but it's a file, right? A regular file that is readable and writable by files owner, no one else has access. So like this, some examples I have given. If it is D, I told you, right? Directory, a directory with read, write, execution for owner, read, write, execution for group, 0 for execution. Okay. So yeah, try to watch again video, you will understand. One more thing, chmod, I told you, right? It will change the files mode. So here R is call it as I told you, right? Read, write, execute. In the short form, if you want to call read, it will 4 number. Right? If it is write, it's a 1 number. Sorry, write it's a 2 number. Execute is 1. So I can add permissions to a file using these numbers as well. Example, right? If you see 666, chmod 666, nothing but read, write. What is R? 4. What is W? 2. 4 plus 2? 6. Yes. 4 plus 2, 6. 4 plus 2, 6. If you see read, write, execute, R4, W2, 4 plus 2, 6, 7, right? 7 double 5 is nothing but read, write, execute. 5 nothing but, okay, you will be having 4, 1. Yeah, 4, 1, nothing but read and execute permission, right? Read and execute permission, read and execute permission. So like this you can able to apply change mode for the files. Okay, in the previous slide what I have shown, I just explain you about okay, regular file read and execute. Okay, now so to change files mode we can use ch mode, right? Here u is called as user, g called as group, o called as others, a called as all. So if you give u plus x, nothing but user will be having a execute permission. U minus x, user will not have a remove, it will remove the execute permission. Plus x, it will add execute permission for owner, group and world. So 0 minus rw, it will remove read and write access for others. So what is gy equal to rw? Take it as a task. U plus x go equal to rx. Take this as a task and try to find out what is gy equal to rw. Okay, and u plus x comma gy is equal to rw. And if you want to support me, you can support me by donating using this QR code, or you can send money through Google Pay or Phone Pay, right? It will help me to upload more and more videos on, and I will continue this web series, right? My mobile number 8500411773. If you want to have a one-to-one session on DevOps, you can directly ping me in WhatsApp. This is my contact details, right? The number was provided. Okay, if you are from other countries, you can directly ping me on WhatsApp. There we can able to connect. Okay, so next class we are going to continue Linux some more commands. Yeah, that's it for today. Let's meet again in the next video. If you are liking this video, please subscribe.